Hello everyone, welcome to round 4 of the Lotus Challenge Class L Championship of 2023. We are at Dezzi Raceway close to Port Shepstone, our second away race of the season. Dezzi is the shortest track on our calendar and is very tight with little passing opportunity, so a good spot on the grid is essential. The 7 Car Club of Natal, celebrating their 30th anniversary, invited us to join them on a parade lap around the track. Lots of fun taking some passengers out. A big thank you to the club for always welcoming us to KZN and for the booty rolls. Congratulations guys. The weather looks sunny and dry for race day. Enjoy the show.
Dezzi Raceway, first of all, you're off, flying start, across the start finish line, looking into one of the hardest braking zones and typically where people lock up, into turn 1. Left-hander, quite flat, but you've got to carry a lot of speed. Then you head up a hill, turn 2, hard right-hander, 90 degrees right, you've got to really balance the car through. Yesterday, track very green, quite difficult, and if you run out to the out wide, there's quite a lot of ripples, bad ripples on the exit of turn 2. Then you dive through turn 3, right-hander down the hill, turn 4, a sweep back up. A lot of compression. If you've got a lot of understeer in the car, then you're going to really struggle through that corner. It's going to push you all the way wide. That's a really bad thing, because for turn 5, which is a right-hander, for turn 5 you want to be all the way over the left so you can really fling the car through, which is a blind rise. Now a blind rise, quite scary here at Dezzi, not a lot of runoff on the exit either, so you really got to fight the car. A lot of oversteer can come through there, so you've got to make sure your setup is right. Particularly important for exit, you want to get good traction down the hill, because it's one of the fastest sections of the track. So off you go down the hill, turn 6 now, you're lining it up. That's a right-hander, 180 degrees. You want to tuck the car in nice and tight and really try and minimize the distance of the track there. There's even a little bit of a gutter on the inside that you need to make sure to avoid, actually, particularly with the sumps on these cars. You don't want to cut that off like I've done in the past. Then down the hill for turn 7, left-hander, another sort of 90-degree corner. You want to clip the inside curb. There's a nice little gutter that's not too aggressive but helps you through the corner there. Get back flat on the power. Turn 8, left-hander, flat, nice good compression that you get as you go through there, and then back up the hill for turn 9, which is another 90-degree right-hander. You want to carry as much speed as possible. You brake slightly earlier for turn 9 than you think you should, just to get the car settled and turned in and back on the power early. Then you hit the jump. There's a little ramp that goes over the runway, and finally into the horseshoe. Right-hander, long right-hander that you sort of come down. You slowly scrub off speed as you go through there. Again, you want to keep the car quite tight through there, minimize the distance on the track, and finally flick it left, the last corner on the track, down to second gear and power across the start finish line.
It's the GLR joining the local club event down in KZN with a lot of guys from Joburg driving down, a lot of guys from Class L, guys getting ready in pre-race, can't wait to get started, warming up on the grid, and that's the start of race 1. Everybody's away, clearly on board with Nick, got away off the line, very nice. But look at the back, we've got the green car Miles coming in a bit hot, taking out Andy. And then from my onboard footage, Sean also had nowhere to go. He runs into the back of Miles. I turn around while the rest of the field streaks away, still racing, unaware of the guys that's stuck at the side of the track, racing downhill. And this bit makes Dezzi very special, the twisties, but obviously the nice view of the sea in the background. Going downhill, the guys are still racing. there's the red flag. So definitely a restart. Luckily the guys were able to repair all cars. We've got a restart of race 1. Everybody getting off the line very well. Andre and also looking behind in his rearview mirror. Nobody really catching him. You can also see the people leaving a lot more space for each other, falling in, and it seems like the race is without incident this time around. Andre on the back of the lead there, racing, enjoying it.
Something's been in front, I just don't know what.
Go and check.
No, I've been checking.
So Miles,
Yep.
we had a bit of a boo-boo there.
Yeah, I got a bit too aggressive into turn 1. I hit Andy, Sean hit me, I hit Andy again. Everything's bent.
Play kissy.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with the car?
Bent a wishbone, bent the chassis, bent more wishbones, I'm sure.
Fixable?
Yeah, everything's fixable.
Okay, cool. Do you think you're going to be in the second race?
Provided you sign off on what I've just done, then yes.
Okay, cool. And what are we playing for you? Because your points, you're quite far ahead of the guys who went out with you.
Yep.
But the guys who won, who finished up front in the race, is not actually close to you.
Aren't they in the championship?
No, Nick is not that close. I'm not that close.
Oh, right. Where did Davide finish? 'Cause he's
I'm not
close.
sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I've just got to go out and try and get as many points as I can. I'll start at the back. So, see what I can do, basically. Yeah, try and do some damage limitation.
So, Andy and John, how'd that race go?
Well, yeah, we all know what happened at the start. I was, a lot of guys actually got past me on the start. I'm always slow and I was super cautious. So I saw the guys going to each other and I had no option but to go straight, come around, make a U-turn, and when I came back on track I was lost. So I was glad to hear when we came back to the start finish that we're starting in our original grid position. So yeah, that put me back in 14th place starting. And from there, on the start, Ashton came past me, him and Davide. I just stuck behind them. David got past Ashton, but I was running all the way in 3rd gear. Again, like usual at Dezzi, I don't have a gearbox, I've only got 1 gear. But it worked out, I still got a good result for the day, thanks.
Andy?
Well, I was very happy with my qualifying time, so I managed a 4th on the grid. Came to the first corner and things went pear-shaped. Unfortunately, I got bumped from behind, spun around, bumped a second time. So that was a retirement for myself and for Miles. But yeah, looked like good racing from the sideline. And thanks to the guys' help here, Lead Racing, I'll be starting the second race just to get some points on the board.
So what did you actually have to do on the car?
So theoretically, I should have replaced 2 uprights on the left side, front and the rear, but we managed to replace the rear. We've made a plan on the left front, it's safe, we've checked it, it's good to go.
David, how'd the race go?
Went pretty well. We got blocked while 1-2 guys in the start of the race. Had to make my way past them a little bit later, which obviously gave the front guys an advantage. So let's see how the second heat's going to go.
So where did you end up?
Third overall.
And what's your favorite part of the track?
Good question. I think going over the bridge through the trees, there's that piece that's like, I think, third gear flat, you're going through there, flat out, pulling lots of cheese, and then kind of when you see Jesus, you brake.
So we've been doing the Dezzi for quite a few years, but Aston are bikers originally. Aston still is a very good biker, now breaking into the cars as well. From Dezzi on a bike to Dezzi in a car is quite a significant jump.
Definitely.
It feels weird.
Yeah. I'd say biggest difference is obviously your entries, but the bumps in the car rattles your teeth out. I think on the bikes, you're not stuck in the seat, so you don't notice the bumps as much. But yeah, very interesting. Different lines, but a great track.
So Barry, how'd that race go?
I went a lot better than qualifying, Andre.
Why is that?
Because for qualifying I disconnected my anti-roll bar in the front, and I had wheel spin even on the straights. So I also hardened up on the rear suspension, only by 1-2 clicks, and still didn't help much. But in the first race, I put the anti-roll bar back, and I was a lot quicker and more consistent on the track. So I've learned a lesson.
So are you feeling that the car's coming to you now? You're more comfortable in the car, able to push?
Very much so. Very much so.
So Nick, is that the first race for the year that you've won?
Yes, it is. Yeah, first place for the year, and hopefully the first one of the day. Let's see how the rest goes.
And not the last one of the day.
First and not the last one. Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope.
So obviously you qualified on pole.
Correct. Yes.
With a blindingly fast time.
Thank you.
Everyone's jealous. And you managed to lead from start to finish, right?
Yes, but I did get quite lucky because we had a restart. So off the first of our 2 starts, I didn't get a great start and ended up, I think, behind you or behind Davide, behind someone. And then we had the restart and I made that one count. And I was able to work my way through traffic a little bit and then manage a gap to yourself, manage to pull a gap to yourself. And then I felt the tyres start to go off, and then it was about just trying to be consistent, manage the gap back to you, try pull in another more if I can, and see if I can convert. And luckily I was able to convert. So for Class L racing, a comparatively boring race.
Yeah.
But quite frankly, considering how my season has gone so far, very, very happy to take a win and have a bit of a gap. Very chuffed.
Awesome, man. What about the track do you enjoy the most?
I really love the technical nature of the track, and for some reason I've always gelled well with tracks that have a lot of elevation change. I don't know why.
So your favourite section?
My favourite section of the track, that's a good. Actually, going down the hill, down the sort of mine shaft, if you like, and then into that right-hander. When you get it hooked up and you've got the drain on the right-hand side, to really get the car on, kind of pivoting on the back, and be able to power out of it nicely, and then to sweep through on the left, where you've got the drain on the inside, and you just kind of clip that, and it helps pull you around. That's an awful lot of fun. That really is an awful lot of fun.
Awesome. Alright, well done. Let's see if we can convert this to an overall win for the day.
Yeah, let's hope. Thank you, Andre.
Cool.
With so many incidents through the day, race 2 is shortened to just 8 laps. However, a Herculean effort from a number of people throughout the grid to get Miles, Sean and Andy back saw them there for race 2 as well. Jean de Toy here showing us just how important it is to get an incredibly good start off the line, as without it you can soon get swamped and lose a bunch of positions off the start. We can see in Class L very clearly that whether it's lap 1 or lap 10, It's a battle from start to finish as the guys are going through turn 2 there. We're back on board now with Jean de Toy, and the undulations of Dezzi really coming to the fore here as we go through the dip. This certainly provides some really good viewing for spectators, and of course the drivers really enjoy Dezzi. With its technical nature, the track is just an absolute joy to drive, and it really produces some tight racing, as I said before, up and down the field. Really good to watch as we see Miles, Sean and Ben battling it out for positions in the mid-pack here. Andre Duplessis on board with him, we're showing just how the sun is getting in the way, impeding our invisibility towards the end of the day. That's a challenge a lot of us have not really experienced before, and certainly through a number of corners on this track that has become a big factor as to how your performance was in race 2. With Dezzi being such a technical track, turn 1 is absolutely your best opportunity for an overtake, as we see Sean and Ben coming extremely close on the exit of turn 1, and many moves happening into the braking zone there. Apart from that, your best bet is to really pressurize your opponent and force them into a mistake, and in order to make the overtake stick. Race 2 rounded off an enthralling weekend at the coast, with Andre Duplessis, Nick Hodgson and Andy Fulton coming across the line for first, second and third respectively. While Nick Hodgson and Andre Duplessis took the fight to Davide Favo in the championship, however Miles Downard, the other hot championship favourite, cooled off somewhat by the end of our Dezzi trip.